Ben, you gotta ask to enter. Yeah. BLP, my friend, how you doing, man?
How's it going, brother? Long time no see.
Yeah,
Last time was
bro.
in Brazil.
It's been like what, 5 years maybe?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good
now you're
time.
more like mature and
Mature,
wise.
responsibility, smart, wise. It's part of the narration, the story, the age, you know, I think
Sure.
it's important to dwell in chaos and in depth, to
Exactly.
dwell in yeah. It's
Yeah.
essential. For
Yeah.
me, it is.
To
Yeah.
to deal with our own shadows, right? Something like that.
I don't know if
Carl
it's
Jung.
shadows or maybe it was. I think I had to see death. I think it was even more darker than shadows. I had to feel my invincibility gone. I had to take a shame effect on my own vulnerability, and I had to believe that I could lose it all. You know, almost like in a
Yeah.
materialistic sense. But that
Yeah.
was a rebirth for me. So it's a rebirth.
Yeah, that's a good point to start because now, like literally in bodybuilding, people are dying right now. Man, it's been crazy stuff. Like, but my first question is for you, BLP. You being everywhere, like you being like pre GH15 era, and right now, what do you think like? What do you think like has changed most after GH15? Like good and bad.
Yeah. You know, for me, I don't like to look at the past and embody to have this conviction that the past was better. I don't think so, man. You remember when I started in bodybuilding, I will never thought someone will look like Rami.
Yeah,
You know, when I
yeah,
started bodybuilding when I was like 20-ish something.
yeah.
So,
But yeah,
and now
Remy is
Rami,
like it's like some of the extreme stuff. Like Remy is like in a bad way, right? That's what you're talking about. Or
not in a bad way. I'm just saying that I could not younger could envision that bodybuilding, science, and art will
Mhm.
go such to an extreme state. And
Okay.
I think we will go to leaner, bigger, faster, younger. You know, the fact that the IFBB work with points now,
Mhm.
body, you know, it's not because you win a pro show that you will qualify for the Olympia. So
Yeah,
that changed a lot. And you know, the smaller the federation of muscle, like bikini compete 10 times, male physique compete 5 times, classic physique compete 3-4 times. That really shortened career and it's very, very fast. And I like the fact that there's many category. You know, back in my days, if
Mhm.
classic would not exist, I would have never went to the extreme. I had to.
I gotcha. I
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, we like when I say we, I'm talking about me, you, Optimus Prime, all those guys that we are still in the game. Like Optimus Prime is still in the game. Like we don't work together anymore, but he's still like great in Brazil. Like he's a very good coach. But now we see, I think because we have the experience of the abuse, maybe that, of the dark side.
I'm going to say something very important related to abuse.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I think it's very important to live it once. I don't
Yeah.
think it's important to live it for like 5, 10 years, 15 years. but it's like a mature phase. It's like hitting a wall and struggle and health, and it made you wonder, ponders, understand your body, your own limits, and you can have a coach sending you all the wisdom and blah blah blah. People want to embrace it, and they want to live the adventure, and they're really for outstanding willingness, even though it's just $5 trophy. There's a lot of inner guts. There's a lot of instinct to be competitive, to make my life as discipline and sense. I'm there to win. I'm there to conquer. I'm gonna go on stage, oil up with my swimwear posing. It's a very intriguing adventure, and I think the abuse, it's something smart to do if you're young. I'm not advocating abuse, but at the same time, it made you a better man. It made you understand what's the genetic answer, But
you gotta go through that.
Yeah. You can abuse 2-3 years, but after you have to play the growth hormone games. Don't play only steroids for more than 3. You will just look the same. You will plateau. You can play with science and blah blah blah, but eventually it's a sport that's expensive on the pro schema, on the I want the pro card kind of thing. But I never really got into the pro culture. I prefer more the rebel, the colorful character that we have in bodybuilding that really portray how can I say authentic physique and personality. And I think that comes a community. It's coming a community.
We are like the misfits, like the guys that want to stand out. And I always saw bodybuilding that way. I'm passionate about that part of bodybuilding also. But I don't know. Yep. Go ahead.
You need both sides. You need that craziness, and at the same time have your little clean suits and go with the judge panel and have a lot of respect for the federation and the coach, your image. But at the same time, there's this balance. And I don't think that if you're really, really deeply rational and only intelligent, I don't think someone will grasp the bodybuilding scene at its core. It needs some kind of, okay, I'm 3 weeks out, I'm going all in, I don't give a fuck, I'll give my life and I'll go. And what's fun is the body's so smart, there's a lot of adaptive process to help you out.
Yeah.
If your glycemic level goes too low, there's hormone that protect you from, will wake you up. When you cut waters, the saliva create in your own mouth. There's always kind of a rebounding effect. Of course, as younger you are, you can go back on perfection easier. And as you get old competing, you have to nail the recipe perfectly. And as you get older and you do it often, you have to even play smarter, wiser, look at time shame. You have less freedom.
Yeah, and I mean, you did say something that is very interesting. Like, you said that even though you have a coach, you gotta know yourself. Like, even for us as coaches, we need our athletes to know themselves so they can do like the better feedback possible. So we can understand like the whole concept of psychology, body, and everything. Like, one thing that I admire about you is that you've been dealing with more like psychology stuff, right?
We say holistic because psychology goes to the doctor terminology, but it's a biopsychosocial model, which we call functional, integrative, or holistic. But I call it neurobiosocial and spiritual.
Exactly.
You overlap all science.
Yeah. Everything's connected, right? Like, the body is not only muscles, or everything's connected. Like, if you're doing a prep and your life sucks, the prep is gonna suck, you know. So I want you, if you can, like, to talk more about this new approach you have, like from a couple years to now, like the holistic approach, if you can, because that's very interesting, like, to people to know.
Well, I think it's curiosity.
Yep.
I think it's either you go from the sky to the hurt, or the hurt to the sky. You know, it's a top-down system or up-down system. And it's all about you see, and it's all about priority of the moment. Let's say the baseline, the pyramid will be the microbiome, the digestion, the neurology, the hormones, the body, the structure, the evolutionary sense of your own early development, and how did you move younger, etc. And that's the physical stature. And then you go more limbic system, emotional, relational, social, authenticity, collectivity. And with that, then you have to behave as a bodybuilder. And as a bodybuilder, because it's an expensive sport, you need to be a brand, because your bodybuilder, your name comes a brand. You're not a number, you're a brand. Your classic, your physique, your bikini, doesn't matter which category, it's still, they're all still very important, and they all have a different edge. Some people, they'll go bikini but very, very lean, and they're very popular. They won't do well on stage, but they'll do very well in magazine. So everyone has his own place.
Yeah.
And if you brand yourself well in terms of not narcissistic image, but what's my value system? What's my virtue? What's my strength? Do I want to be like Ronnie Coleman and just sell how much strong I am? You know, me, I could not do that. You could not do that.
Yeah.
So I had to brand myself BLP, playing with hormones in a neurobiosocial sphere and spiritual sphere, which is very rare. It's rare you see, let's prep a contest, and as we, along with your contest, will work on your spiritual development to make sure your well-being pop-ups on stage while you pose.
Yeah.
Judge gets convinced by presence.
Of course. That's all about energy. Like that's one thing that I relate to you very well. Like, I'm very spiritual too. And everything I say to my athletes or clients that are non-athletes or whatever, like, even the way you see bodybuilding and you see what you do, gonna show in your physique. Like, it's not about only seeing stuff and reading and following. You gotta see you gotta look for your why, you know, why you doing that.
Yeah.
Like you said in the beginning, like, if you see yourself like a monk or like something that you're in the middle, like of the dark side or the bright side, wherever, like everyone got their whys, you know, and if you understand your why, you go even further, you know. So that's one thing that I like.
The big why right now of this current generation is discipline. It's like, if I didn't have bodybuilding, my life will be chaos. Now that I have a bodybuilding contest, I know what time I'm going to sleep. I know what time I'm going to wake up. I know I'm going to be at gym. I know I'm not going to go party. I know I'm just going to have sex and do nothing with my life. I will focus on physical aspect, physical image, physical stature, to understand maybe my insecurity and work on my self-esteem. And as I discipline with food, nutrition, water intake, mineral, hormones, I will understand how my body function. And that connect to sensory awareness, interoceptive intelligence. And that's a beautiful development. I think that's why most of me, you, probably you, most of the young generation get into bodybuilding. They need structure. And they need structure that comes from willpower, a passion, a drive, an instinct. and eventually it grows, and it grows bigger than you are. And when you touch a mission that's bigger than you are, you feel like it's a contribution. And because we have a big community, worldwide community right now in bodybuilding, it's not because more people are dying. It's because we're a community that's connected to everyone. So even if level 1 bodybuilder in Quebec die, you might figure it out in 7 minutes or 5 minutes with the stream and Instagram. So it looks more instantaneous in terms of information.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, the thing that I see that's different, like, I was living in Portugal, you know, I've been in Brazil for a week now. And here in Brazil, like, a very good friend of mine died at age of 23, like, from a heart attack. Yeah. And for me, that's very sad, and it's very hard to convince myself that that's always happened. Like, I don't remember that. I remember, like, people dying at 40s, maybe 30s. Yeah. I remember, but like 20s.
The thing is, we live in a generation that performance is very important. Performance in sex, in strength, in speed. That there's performance everywhere. People want more because they think they lack of everything, and I have to be God, I have to be perfect, I have to be perfect in finance, in my love, in my relationship. It's like a holistic challenge, which is very cool if you look at it as a progressive narration of how to grow into life. But I don't think you need to have a house or a Ferrari at 22 like some superstars. So there's illusion and dreams, and equilibrium and harmony between both.
Or a pro card.
So, or a pro card, yeah. So, if you invest yourself, body, mind, and soul, just do it smartly. Do it that you don't sacrifice everything you have, like your life or all your money, or sleeping on a couch just to be a bodybuilder. It needs some kind of rationality, and at the same time, bodybuilding or any sport can have lots of deep meaning and contribution and validation. And I think that just watching TV, eating chips in your in front of a TV, not accomplish anything, that's even worse than trying to do something.
I agree. Yeah. One thing that I didn't think about, and now you're saying that I'm thinking about, is that now we have all this exposure, like social media, even Instagram. Like, I remember even on getbig.com, in that time, it was like 7 years ago, something like that, 80 years ago. We didn't have all that exposure. So it was like a very small, or it looked very small community talking about drugs and underground stuff. The same thing we talked 5 years ago. Like, this conversation we had 5 years ago. But nowadays, I think it's even worse. Like, I'm seeing kids, BLP, I'm seeing kids here in Brazil taking like 5 grams to win like a stage show, you know? That's not, I don't think that's smart nor normal, you know? It's not smart. I think bodybuilding is not getting more intelligent. It's getting like more dumber, you know, something like that. It's not going to a, when I'm talking about bodybuilding, I'm not talking about the top pro bodybuilding. I'm talking about the local amateur bodybuilding, you know, because you talk about big ramming. Yeah, go ahead.
The body has a circadian rhythm. The body has mitochondrial level, stem cells, renewal process of toxin by the liver. And there's a general homeostasis, which is systemic to inflammation. And if you do too much, your life expectancy of performance will be very shortened, because eventually drugs will smash you up and the guy could not even train, won't work out, or have headache, or just too aggressive, or, you know, end up in jail, or end up with so much problem that, you know, his life will get into chaos. I mean, it's an experiment. Everyone has to kind of go through abuse somehow. Maybe not 5-gram abuse. I think 5-gram abuse, it's almost saying, I don't really care about life. I'm in to hurt myself. I'm there to harm myself. So there's self-inflicted wounds, which is, you know, have pain behind it. It's a minority. It always was going to exist. Some people's, you know, scarification, burn skin, you know, sadomaso, everything goes pain-wise. But bodybuilding is building muscle. It's not destroying muscle. So eventually the person will learn that if really the physique is the priority, it won't properly answer eventually.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. Like, what I'm seeing, like, okay, they are younger, so I kind of understand because I've been there. It's been liking drugs building, you know, like it's almost like the guy likes to take drugs, not lifting weights. It's not about looking better. It's about the more you take and the higher you feel. So I'm seeing crazy stuff. The one thing that I always agree with GH15 is don't mess with narcotics. And year by year, I've seen more and more and more narcotics around, and that's a shame, you know. And what do you think? Like, how is it in Canada? How's it there? Like, people are more like conservative, or how is it?
I think the economy doesn't allow abuse to the extent you're talking about in Canada, especially in Quebec. It's not that rich, so to abuse you need a lot of money. And I think people are responsible, but the party scene, it kind of blend, but the party scene had really diminished. Maybe because I got older, but it's not like it was, just because costumes are more severe and all drugs are almost precursor now. It's not the real thing. So it's not as strong, it's not as potent, it's not as fun, I guess. We could put it that way. I think the only drugs that allow to other addiction is testosterone. So too much testosterone could lead to gambling, drinking, hiring escort, kind of losing his decision making and drive on impulsivity. But if you're that type of behavior as a bodybuilder, just go on Masteron and Trend, and you'll dream about the gym. You won't dream about doing stupid things. So you need that kind of knowing yourself and know when you can fuck up and be mature enough to say, okay, testosterone doesn't lead me to good behavior. Having my estrogen too high or too low, it's not good either in terms of aggression or impulsivity or just feeling like shit. So you need to equilibrium estrogen ratio within parameter that works for your libido and the libido of your partner too. And at the same time, an equilibrium of testosterone that allow very clear, focused decision making. And I would wish that someone had told me that 15 years ago, but it was not as true. It was not as in your face, you know. If I would have took Anadrol instead of ecstasy, I would have been a pro bodybuilder for sure. I party hard, man. I party hard. For sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think you are one of those guys that you can look like you grown so much. So, and I say that as a compliment. Like, I like to see your history, you know. And
look, there's 18 years of bodybuilding, 18 years of training, 9 years natural, 9 years on cycle. 4.5 years as very like, you know, like 2-3 grams a week. And right now my health is very good. I hold a bit of water. I don't have the same libido. In terms of cognition, sometimes I mix up words or my short memory is not perfect. But beside that, nothing. Well-being, baby, family, calm, serenity, maturity. It had made myself a better coach, a better father figure coach. That's what I like. I like to coach a very young guy that has a lot of potential, that they don't fuck up. And sometimes they need to fuck up on themselves. But if you win or lose your contest, I think sometimes losing a bodybuilding contest, it's a good wake-up call.
I gotcha. Yep.
Yeah.
I agree. Yep.
But what I want to say is, even though I had played very hard for about 3, 4, 5 years, I came back very good. So, you know, steroids is no demon. But you know me, I did Turinabol, Proviron, Test, Deca, NPP, Arimidex, Aromacin, Letrozole, a bit of peptide, lots of GH, a bit of Lentus, at one point a bit more for about 6 months. I never touched the Mant, Trace, Tren, all those very high toxic allotestin, a check drop, all that crazy shit. I did check drop maybe once for a crazy workout, and I said that was it for me. It's too strong.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there's a lot of strong component.
Exactly what I was going to say. That like even you, that our hardcore from a couple years ago is not the same hardcore from
it's
nowadays.
Not the same, no.
No.
There's stronger chemical drugs, but I don't know. They might be quick on building tissue right now, but I don't think it's worth it to have a longer career.
Yeah. I think definitely people are gonna die sooner from now on. I don't know. Maybe not. But I've seen like crazy stuff.
I'm gonna tell you why some people die. You can do stimulant and go forward. You can use cocaine with, you know, caffeine. You can use testosterone with anabolic, but you cannot use speed with antidepressant or sleeping pills. You cannot go one way and then the opposite way.
Yeah,
that's what's dangerous. So sometimes people, they go like, oh, I'm nervous, I gotta calm down my system. Oh, I'm calm now, I'm gonna prime up my system. That opposition, paradoxical, is good in spirituality, it's good in religious, but it's not good with chemical. You don't fuck up with that. You go one way, doesn't matter which way you go, you follow that flow and you play smart and you recover naturally. You don't do opposition.
Yeah, you kind of screw up your nervous system if you do that for too long. And that's what I've seen, like with young kids, like, and like you said, sometimes they go to jail. They don't necessarily die, but they do something wrong and they screw their life. Yeah, that's very sad. And well, from like BLP, what's your plans right now, man? Like I've seen you like turning some people pro, like good stuff, bro. Like, what's your plans right now?
I won 4 pro card, one with elite, but technically I helped the guy to wrap up his elite overall here international. But I won 3 pro card as a coach, both with women, junior, master, open, and I just won last year the one in Canada with Robin's Trend. So and now I start working with Tyler Okowoski. I think he has the physique potential to win the pro card, and it's not about.
You post his pic today, right? I saw this guy.
Yeah.
This guy. Yeah. Very good stuff. Yeah.
Very good. So, very good, and he's been natural since a while, and he's still old. A very good physique. He's very impressive, and he has good family guy. He has the right age. It's like we're going all in, and then he'll retire, something like that. Exactly. Very short term.
Yeah, that's something that Dorian Yates always talked about. Like, you go all in, do what you have to do, and then know that you can't do that forever. Like, set your time, go all in, and go all out. Like Dorian Yates used to say that a lot. So
yeah, very mature. Yeah. But you'll know if you do blood tests, you will look at iron level, hematocrit level, red blood cell, immunity. Eventually, you'll see that, okay, that's the end of, you know,
that's enough. Let's say.
that's enough. So, yeah, we'll see younger pro and we'll see shorter career. And it's a fun thing. And it will be a lot of change.
Yeah.
Very quick.
All right, man. Like, it's been a pleasure to talk to you after so long time, man. Like, I hope we meet personally again.
Yeah,
like,
you're welcome in Canada anytime.
You're welcome
in Canada anytime. And me, chem-wise, I've always been the same. I like many compound, not many high dosage, low to moderate, many compound. Some people will say it's too much of a chaos, but I will say it's really hard for a bodybuilder to understand which drug will very answer well to their own genetics. Yep. So if you try them all the pathways, GH, 1GF, anabolic, androgenic, different type of muscle fiber, muscle stimuli, SARMs, this, that.
Yeah.
When you cover it all, something's going to work. So it's rarely fail. Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right. It's been a pleasure. Like, I'm not going to take your time too much. I agree with you 100%.
I see people writing stuff.
Yeah, no, the thing is, Andre is like translating everything. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. So now I have my personal translator, you know? Big stuff.
Well, thank you, man. So anytime, I'm BLP. My name is Benoit Lapierre, and I'm in Canada, and I'm always here to helping people. You know, if you struggle or something's wrong, I'm here. I kind of help the coach that's already established, and when they really have a problem that no one can understand, I'm usually there to help. And I'm not money oriented. I'm really community oriented. And I'm not there for the sake of reputation. I'm there to help because I guess I didn't really have it as a bodybuilder. So I offer what I didn't have.
Yeah, man. Like, and I see you like that as like a father figure for all of those guys, you know? So yeah,
Thank you, man. I'm proud. Now that I'm 44, I own it. And I'm proud of it, man. I love it. Because I had touched the chaos, the darkness, the craziness, and that makes me someone that cannot judge anyone, and I understand.
Of course. Yeah.
We're not there to say, Thank you, man. Thanks.
Thanks, man. Have a good one. See you later.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.